Hey everyone, welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AfterBuzz TV, Season 6, Episode 15, Pro Tiki, Con Tiki. We're going to be breaking down the episode and talking about pineapples and umbrella drinks. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I have to say I was really looking forward to this episode because I love tiki bars.
Me too.
Like I love tiki theming.
Yeah.
Like I just love the idea of like putting on a maxi dress and like putting some flowers in your hair and having a tropical drink.
Yes.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. For those of you who are listening on iTunes, thank you for doing that. If you are listening on iTunes, you should totally subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us reviews and let us know what you think of the show because we like to hear from you guys. Also, if you are listening on iTunes, remember you can always also watch us on YouTube and even watch us live on YouTube, as some of you guys are doing right now. So we are following along with the YouTube live chat, and for anybody who's a Twitter user, you can also tweet at us using the hashtag ABTVBobsB to let us know what you think. And thank you to our listener who did actually indeed use the Tina Dream hashtag. It was super great. And they were sharing their same sort of like 14-year-old love stories as we did in the last season. So this episode, Pro Tiki Con Tiki, was first of all, let's rewind. Sorry guys, Zach came in here and was messing around, and I was like, oh, did we start the show? No, never mind. But we did start the show. I'm Emma Fyffe. You can follow me all over the internet at Emma Fyffe, and I am joined by two lovely ladies at the table tonight whose names begin with A. Alana Jordan.
Hi, I'm Alana Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at That Alana Jordan Girl.
And Alexis Torres.
Hey guys, you can follow me all over the interwebs as atorres890. I missed you guys. And also, yes, I have a weird obsession with Hawaiian themed
I know,
anything.
totally.
It's kind of crazy.
The funny thing is, it's like, I'm like really not into like mixed drinks that much. Like I'm more of like a beer and wine drinker.
I was gonna say
tiki drinks. Stop it.
I don't know what it is about putting an umbrella in my. I mean, I'll take it in my soda. I'll take it in an alcoholic beverage. It's just adorable.
It's amazing.
Smells a little fancier.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So I wanted to. So it was Bill Carriola on Twitter who said that his Tina dream when he was 14 was to host SNL and to write an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. And 3 was to make a Booster Gold movie.
What?
And
awesome.
then Brandy Batchelor says, I fantasized that the BSB tour bus would break down in front of my house and they would fall in love with me immediately.
I think we've all had that dream, my dear.
I used to have vivid dreams that I was like friends with the Backstreet Boys. Like it was not sexy dreams at all.
No,
it was just like
hanging out.
I was just like chilling with the Backstreet Boys. It was great. It was great.
Since I wasn't here last week, I think my Tina kind of dream was always to be the black not black female, the black Harley Quinn. I don't know why.
Okay.
I just always wanted to be. She's not a role model, so don't get that twisted.
No.
But I always just wanted to be like that person who would just run around and just be in these awesome outfits and just be like, woo, I'm awesome. And I also didn't want to be a hero. It was weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, Micah.
Ordinary passerby in the chat agrees that Hawaiian fruit is the best.
It is.
It really is. No, and I love that the reaction to everybody when they were coming into the restaurant when it was tiki themed, they're like, oh, we walked by, we never noticed this place before, but then we saw all this tiki stuff and we're like, well, that's fun. We should go there. Like, but it is. It totally just like kind of gives you that impression of like, oh, well, if I go in this bar, I'm gonna have a great time because who doesn't like tiki bars? So basically, the general plot of the episode is that Warren Fitzgerald, who is Bob's oldest friend from childhood, who is a huge success.
Cyril Fig. Sorry. I had to do it.
Who Bob has basically idolized since childhood. You know, he thinks of him as being like the Fonz.
Yeah.
Comes over and basically like he gives Bob a call, gets in touch with him, and is like, hey, I just made all this money. I'm just kind of traveling around. I totally want to come stay with you. And so he goes to stay with him because basically, even though Warren has all of this money, sort of the idea behind the episode is that being wealthy and having stuff still leaves sort of like a hole in your life. And it's about Warren trying to sort of capture this idea of family by spending time with the Belchers.
Which makes sense. I feel like there's, I don't know how many movies it's like that,
know,
but like
100%.
Yeah. It's just a trope, and I think it's great.
I do too. Yeah, it was. Though I was like sad that Bob couldn't just like accept someone helping him out, you know?
But I mean, how would you feel if someone changed your whole, like, I guess
No,
it's
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very much that, you know, we talked about this a little bit in the last episode where you know, Tina got to be the star of the prepubescent glee club. There is sort of this kind of it's kind of a double-edged sword, like getting what you want. And I think that's definitely like something that we were seeing, because obviously like Bob is very hardworking, and for all of their hard work, it very rarely ever pays off.
Yeah.
You know what like they're constantly struggling.
All the time.
And so I wanted him to be able to compromise. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't feel like we needed to go from, oh, you gave me all this money and now I have to do everything exactly 100% your way, to, well, I need to give you the money back so I can just do everything my way.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
It did seem like it was very extreme one way or the other, like very all or nothing. And it was like, well, that seems a bit unnecessary. And also, you've already paid for some of this work, so
but
just leave it. Like, you don't need all the Tiki theme stuff. Just be like, hey, man, this is what I was thinking. Can you give me that much so that I can keep my thing going?
Yeah, and I completely agree. Or at least keep the pineapple.
Yeah, well, I mean, an ordinary passerby in the chat says, number one, that pineapple did actually kind of look like Tina.
It did.
Which Tina pointed out, and Tina was like, oh yeah, I can see it. That Bob has a very set vision, and it's kind of like his way or the highway.
Yeah, I feel like with Bob, what you were saying, Elena, was that the fact that it's very extreme either way for always with the Belchers. So I feel like them just being like, yeah, no, take all this money that I almost choked on my beer with, and I'll just be unhappy and be poor all the time because it's my way of being poor.
But it is Bob's Burgers, not Warren's Burgers.
Exactly.
Or other people's burgers.
Yeah.
It's his.
Exactly. I just wish I also agree with you where I wish there was like a weird compromise. Again, just leave the pineapple. I don't know. I liked him.
Yeah, I know. I liked that pineapple too.
Yeah.
I was into it. It looked real cute in those sunglasses. Yeah. And like at the end of the episode when Bob was basically like, I need to give you your money back, and like Tina immediately like doesn't even skip a beat and goes, I think he said it would be like a bowl of Honey Smacks. And Louise is like, because that would make way more sense than I need to give you your money back.
I have never heard someone use the words like Honey Smacks in any situation, TV or in real life. I don't know if you guys have. Maybe I'm just weird, but like
it's not normally a topic of conversation.
Yeah, no, not often.
Right?
Not
so
often.
I was just like, I'm dying right now.
It
from
was
the
a really
inside out.
good reference, though. I was like, wow, they're digging deep for that one. I like it.
Well, and the fact that Tina didn't skip a beat either, you know what I mean? Because this is the thing is, we definitely see the whole family sort of not in a aggressive kind of way, but the whole family in some ways in this episode is united against Bob. Yeah. In that like they're all for
this change,
the money,
well,
and the change, But it's just so frustrating because you see that like the change is attracting business.
Yeah, even though it was kind of weird that they were just like, everything is fun, the burger is fun, and I'm like, that's not how you describe what you tasted. I'm confused.
I love that Bob mentions that too. It's like, fun isn't normally an adjective that people use to describe these burgers, but you seem to be enjoying yourselves.
Yeah. I felt like
you did that so spot on.
I feel like when that whole, because there was that theme of like, oh, it's so fun. We saw this place and we just knew it'd be super fun if we came inside, and this food is funlicious. I felt like the direction the episode ended up going wasn't quite what I envisioned. Like, I thought that it was going to be okay, we have this gimmick and it's fun, but it only lasts like a week and then it's back to business as usual. Yeah. Which, to be fair, is honestly probably what would have happened. But at the same time, I thought that's where the episode was going to go, and instead it immediately went to, I want to give you your money back.
And freaking out, which seeing Bob freak out is always hilarious.
It's so crazy to go from Bob being kind of cool, calm, and collected in the last episode to him just being like, the entire
Tantrum
time.
O'Neill. I was like, that is amazing. I am stealing that and using it often.
No, all the time.
Come down, Tantrum O'Neill.
I thought it was interesting. I even liked that, Pesto came in. He was like, I need here too. And I was like, I think we've hit the gold mine, guys.
I would eat it. Yeah, he's like, you've finally done something right, Bob. Like, it was great.
Yeah, didn't you say you got your head out of your butt? You look really nice.
Yeah, you washed your hair.
Yeah. I was like, what's happening?
Yep, so good. But I also liked the plot line of what was Gene's kingdom called?
New Geneland.
Yes.
Versus Linda Braska.
Yep.
I love that she said Linda Braska. Linda's been on point since the start of this season. I think it's great.
No, she's been super great.
And I love that your pants necessity is based on your geographical location in this world, where it's like, pants not needed in New Geneland. Like, well, pants are needed in Nebraska.
It's like, get it, Mom. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, and I liked all the like things that Gene figured out about sleeping in the living room because because like none of the kids wanted to sleep, basically because Warren was going to stay with them. Bob's like, well, he's my really cool friend. He can't sleep in the living room. So one of you kids needs to like give up your room for him. You guys need to bunk up, something like that.
Not it.
And and then Gene eventually it ends up being Gene and he's going to sleep in the living room, but Gene like figures out that sleeping in the living room is awesome.
Yeah.
Because like first of all, he has access to the phone. Mm-hmm. And I loved that scene where Bob and Warren were like having a beer downstairs and Gene calls down and is like, are you guys going to come upstairs and say goodnight, or are we just going to do this over the phone like animals?
And then it was a fry emergency.
Yes.
So good.
Ketchup outbreak or something like that.
I'm with you, Gene. I had a fry emergency many times where I'm like, it's the middle of the night, I need some fries.
But I love that Warren actually played along with it, and he's like, he's on to us.
No, that was the thing.
Awesome. He played along with everything.
Yeah, like Warren to me, because Warren's been mentioned a couple of times before.
Yeah.
As like Bob's friend from summer camp, and I think they went to like a National History Museum or something like that. But this was the first time we've actually seen him.
Okay, that was gonna be my question.
And I liked that he was such a just kind of likable dude.
Yeah, it was just super chill.
Yeah.
I also loved, too, when they were deciding that Gene, when he was going to go to the living room, that it was decided by the not it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because we would always do nose game. Whereas,
Yeah.
I love that we all were just like,
if any of you are listening, we all just touched
immediately
the end
touched our noses.
But it's so funny that you bring that up because it was me, my brothers, and a few of my dad's coworkers' friends. We all did that as like we were deciding something, and his coworker was like, "What are you doing? Is that what is that?" And it's like, "Oh, you don't remember nose goes?
It's a thing."
Yeah, and he's like, "I don't understand." He's not foreign or anything. He just never did it. And I was like, "What?"
But then you look like the crazy one, like because everyone's just doing this weird
just
thing,
touching
and
their nose.
you're like, "Is that a thing?"
Yeah, he looked like he was like, "I've never heard of this. You guys made this up. It's your own family thing." I'm like, "No, there's children all over the world who do this who are now adults." Like every time, who gets the check?
But
or whatever.
Louise, or she's like, "Do you want to get involved and talk it out?"
Bob's like,
no,
not really.
It's like, yeah, 100%. That's exactly. It's way easier to just not.
Hey, it's better than doing bubblegum in a dish. I feel like nobody wins that.
Oh, that is so true. Oh, that takes me back. Right? Oh man. Ordinary passerby in the chat says, "I honestly thought Bob was going to get arrested for fraud when he went to deposit the $100,000." Yeah, I feel like this episode went in like very different directions that I thought it was going to, because ultimately, and that all sort of circles back to the fact that like Warren is legitimately a nice
guy.
decent human being.
Yeah.
He's the Fonz.
Yeah, it's true.
super chill.
Yeah, it's true.
That's so crazy. But and it's funny because I really hate. It's the two people I really hate in all of Bob's Burger Kingdom is Mr. Franz, sometimes, not all the time, and that banker. He drives me up all the wall.
yes.
So usually when I don't see him, I'm like, yes, which is very often. But I saw him today, and I was like, I know this is gonna be bad. And he was just hamming it up, that guy.
I just don't know why Bob doesn't go to another bank. He's just like,
Is there only
that's
one
my banker.
Is that the only bank?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, small sort of Long Island-y
I
town.
guess.
It might be the only
There
game
are
in
no
town.
other tellers. You can't go to anybody.
Yeah, you can't go you just go to like a Bank of America, like
something. I'm just like I love how he pulled
I mean,
over.
I mean, listen. At its heart, Bob's Burgers is all about like supporting your small local businesses.
Of course.
Yeah.
But I'm just like that guy.
And you're a horrible banker.
Yeah, and the fact that he called over like the scraggliest of like security guards
security
to
guards,
watch him,
yeah.
and I'm like, really? What's he gonna do?
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
I loved it.
But at the end of the episode, it kind of. It's one of those grass is always greener. Like that was,
yeah.
I think that's ultimately what this episode was about, even though I was really frustrated with Bob, like not being able to accept someone investing in him and believing. Like that was the thing was I was like, Warren believes in you, man. Like, can't you guys talk it out?
Just again, a compromise would have been nice.
Yeah. But we basically find out, and as is suggested at the beginning of the episode when Warren shows up and basically is like, yeah, I'm just like reconnecting with people that like have a family because I'm like trying to be part of a family because I never had that.
I know.
And ultimately that was really what it was about was, I mean, number one, I do legitimately believe that Warren found Bob's Burgers to be extremely delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really met anybody, I mean, thinking for all these past seasons, who's actually really hated his burgers. Like, really hated. Besides, that health inspector guy, which I can't remember his name,
the
but
one
he's
that-
mostly doing that because
Linda was
he wants
engaged to.
Linda.
Yeah.
But like everybody I know loves his food.
Yeah.
I want it to be real. I want to try.
I mean, there's that cookbook.
Yes, there
There
is
is the
that cookbook.
We gotta do the cookbook, but I think it's very interesting how I'm hoping Warren comes back and maybe just moves into town just so
More
he can.
Warren.
Yeah,
Warren.
I like more. I can't even say no to that. That was a great pun.
Yeah.
But like I just really liked his dynamic and the fact that he was just accepting of the Belchers in general, even though they were like, yeah, we're pretty disgusting. I don't know if he's gonna like us.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Of the like, Bob has other friends besides Teddy characters. Like, I really liked Warren, and I would love to see him come back and, you know, see more of his business ventures. And
I do love too that they use charades because that is what like the stereotypical thing that you see like TV shows and stuff, and they're like, oh, let's all get together for family night. We'll play charades, and they're like, we don't actually do that.
No,
Which is funny because my family, I mean, maybe it's just a Filipino thing. Charades is not a normal thing that you do with the family. Karaoke is, which is weird. But like, come on.
Same.
But like, yeah, it was just, I completely related because I think I actually went to my boyfriend's family house and they did charades, and I was like, I
agree. No, I really think that charades is one of those things that like you see families play in movies and TV shows, but no families actually
do
play
it.
charades.
Yeah, it's the same like when people talk on the phone in TV shows and movies and they just hang up and you're like, say bye. Say goodbye. This is weird.
I completely agree with
This
you.
is only an on-screen thing. Like, no
they
one
just
does this in real life.
Yep.
I don't know.
My message is complete.
And you choose to accept.
Yes. Yep. I love it. But yeah, so I mean, basically, it was like Bob idolized Warren, but Warren idolized Bob just as much.
Yeah.
The lettuce is always greener.
Yes, exactly. And I liked that. So I'm really hoping that Warren comes back.
Yeah,
I would really like to see him.
I agree. I think there's a lot of he'd be a fun character.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm getting tired of Teddy because I love Teddy.
who doesn't?
I just
Teddy.
feel like I just kind of want like a tiny break from him because I feel like he's been more prevalent in the past few episodes.
I agree. Yeah.
And I feel like him screaming at Bob or Linda all the time. I'm like, I need a break. I need someone who's
Teddy,
just a little bit
though,
different.
had a champion line tonight, though. The awning.
Yes.
Oh yes.
It's on like the window,
No
and June
idea.
just immediately is like, "Yeah, makes sense."
Oh, that was so
And
funny.
you're like, "Oh, Teddy."
Oh, Teddy.
Oh,
It was like
Teddy.
the best failed pun that was amazing. It was
Yeah.
like, "Oh."
You were just like,
He sure
oh, sweet
tried.
baby child. It's okay.
Well, and but I do appreciate that this was another episode of Bob Has Another Friend.
Yes.
And Teddy was never jealous. He was like, yeah,
he
your
was
friend
all
is
about
awesome. He's going to give us all this money. I'm going to do that much money worth of repairs. And Bob's like, let's calm down.
This is my big break too.
He's like,
I
up against the window.
always knew you'd be successful if you had another friend that got really rich.
Thanks, Teddy.
This episode had some champion burgers.
Yeah, I was going to say, Elena, you want to
Go for it.
Fill us in on the burgers of the day? Then we'll know how many days passed over the course of the episode as well.
Because I, like Teddy, love the burger of the day a little bit too much.
No, I want to know.
So to kick it off, it was 4 days worth.
Okay.
Wow.
All in a glaze work was the first one with balsamic glaze.
Oh, I wouldn't mind eating that. Yeah, that sounds great.
There was another one. It was really hard to see because we just kind of saw the first of it, but I believe that it was sprout on, kraut off.
Oh, of course it is.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Of course
I had to look at it a few times, including through the window, like a creepy stalker
I
of
wish
a
you guys
two-dimensional
could
restaurant.
see when Elena's trying to look at the burger of the day.
True. She literally, so the sprout on, kraut off, they cut off half of the board, and Elena freeze frames it. She pauses it on another
angle.
on a far away shot where they clearly have not written anything on the chalkboard, but she's like trying to
You can see it.
magnify it.
Well, the third one was one that I did see through the window.
Oh my god.
To get all of it was if at first you sesame seed, tie again.
Oh my god. Again,
That's
she's
the winner.
It's so tactful. It's ridiculous.
So good.
And what were the other ones?
And the last one was turn the other leak burger.
Oh,
delicious.
I've always loved leak puns, like the one from Cloudy
so
with a Chance of
good.
Meatball, where it's like, "There's a leak in the boat."
And the Don't Stop Bereaving grief counseling.
That was nice.
Yep,
I like that.
I did enjoy that as well.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
We have a new iTunes review since last week.
Yay!
It is from Battle Girl Deb.
Ooh,
5 stars.
I like that.
So much fun. I love having fun with this podcast and their love for Bob's Burgers, and hope this podcast will go on for more. So thank you very much. And then we have a review from March that I don't think I've given a shout out to from Bridge579. I love the clever sweetness of the Bob's Burgers TV show and find this lively group of podcasters to be the perfect representatives. Fun, love, and smiles. Just what I needed.
Oh, you're
thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you.
Fun
And
like
thank
tiki
you,
drinks.
thank you to everybody in the live chat. Thank you to Ordinary Passerby and David, who are having a lively conversation about burgers of the day and bad puns and the fact that their families also never played charades.
Please continue to do that because I want to see it because I didn't have my computer in front of me.
But that is all the time that we have for this evening, so we're going to have to wrap things up here.
All the time, TH.
Oh, no, which is a really delicious spice, by the way.
It really is.
I'm really a fan of thyme. Alexis, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me all over the interwebs as atorres890.
Elena.
You can find me on Twitter at Alana Jordan and on Instagram at that Alana Jordan girl, ALANAJORDAN.
And I'm Emma Fyffe. You can follow me all over the internet at Emma Fyffe, which is my name. You can find me on some more shows here at AfterBuzz TV. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 10 p.m. for Sailor Moon Crystal. It's real fun. So, also, thank you guys so much for watching us tonight. Thank you to everybody in the hashtag over the week and in the live chat tonight. We're off next week. Bob's Burgers doesn't have a new episode next week, but we'll be back the week after that. 10 p.m. again, same place, and tune in then to talk some more Bob's Burgers.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.